So, you want to be a Richmonder. Here's some reasons why Richmond, Virginia may or may not be for you. These will not be in any particular order, but as a Richmonder, I think they may be important to you, or at least you should know. First things first, the weather here is pretty decent. We get about 210 days of sunlight per year, which is above the national average. That being said, we get about 44 inches of rain per year and only 11 inches of snow, which is pretty great. Unless, of course, you're a snow bunny, in which case, sorry, sucks for you, but it's great for the rest of us. Now, that being said, snow typically doesn't happen here until mid January to early February, and it does not last long. So, again, if you're someone who loves snow, Colorado's great. Now, like I said, we get 210 great days of sunny weather, which is fantastic. Oh, and also, I know that I mentioned that the winters aren't terribly snowy. That being said, it'll be December, like mid December, and you'll still get like great 70-degree weather. That being said, the next day it could go down to like 30 or 40. So you really have to pay attention here and plan accordingly. Now, along with planning accordingly, just know in advance that all that beautiful sunny weather is not going to help the drivers here. We have some of the worst drivers in the country, in the state. It's just the thing. I mean, I joke with my friends all the time and I tell them that people cannot drive in the sunshine. So when there's any type of inclement weather, whether it be snow, rain, whatever, I'm not driving. Not at all. I'm not driving, I'm not walking unless I absolutely have to. Like, you'll thank me later. Don't go outside unless you have to. Now, the best time of year to absolutely stay indoors is during allergy season. It's not a joke, it's a total thing. For some reason, allergy season is worse here. I'm not even impacted really, but there are times when I'll step outside and there are rivers, streams of pollen. It is out of this world. If it's not something that you're used to, yeah, it'll make an impact. Now, I would just like to say that Richmond is a pretty it's not too big, it's not too small. Like the population of the actual city is around 230,000 people. Now that's not including the surrounding areas. So it's fairly small, especially if you're coming from somewhere like Houston or Los Angeles, New York. You're going to be like, "Oh my God, what is this?" So, because Richmond isn't that small, the average commute time is around 20 minutes one way. It's really not bad at all. Like, there's really not a great deal of traffic, it's really lovely to just be able to get in your car and get where you need to be. Fantastic. Can't beat it. Now, one of my favorite things about Richmond is the location. It's about 90 minutes from DC. It's about an hour away from Charlottesville. So, the mountain areas, you're about an hour away from Virginia Beach, maybe an hour and a half, just depending upon traffic. You're about 8 hours away from Canada. You're 8 hours away from Florida. So, 3 or 4 hours away from North Carolina, 5 hours away from New York City, driving. This is all driving. So it's really, really, really well positioned so that if you needed or if you wanted to take like maybe a train or a bus or something up to New York City and take a flight, you could do that in about 5 hours. If you wanted to leave out of Miami for a cruise or anything like that, you're about 8 hours away. So it's really, really, really well positioned for those people who like to travel, or you could just leave out of Richmond International. But I find that the better deals come from like New York, Miami, etc. So just some information. So once you get past these horrible drivers, the okay commute time, and the okay weather, you'll learn that Richmond is a growing city, and we have several wonderful companies here that include Amazon, Performance Food Group, Capital One, CarMax, and many, many others. They're also growing the warehousing and distribution out towards the Petersburg area, which is about maybe a 45-minute drive. And they have Walmart distribution out that way. They have Aldi's distribution out there. So there are a lot of opportunities in that sector as well. Now, while we are growing, and we do have some wonderful companies that I've already stated, and once you consider the fact that we have great healthcare here, especially with places such as VCU and HCA, you should understand that the median income is around 47,000, so it's not that great. Now, that being said, the average cost of housing is around 230,000, so it's not horrible. Now, that being said, you can do new construction in and around the Richmond area, maybe about 30 minutes outside of Richmond and I'm talking brand new construction. A lot of times they'll include land, so anywhere from an acre up to maybe 3 acres, just depending upon who you go with, for around 350,000, and that's brand new construction. So, the cost of housing isn't horrible, not at all. So once you've gotten past the horrible drivers, the wonderful commute time, the okay weather, the decently priced housing, and the okay income, you're going to want to consider entertainment, food, and that is where Richmond really shines. We have exceptional food. We have you covered. From my vegans out there, you'll do great at places like Hang Space and Philly Vegan. If you're into seafood, I would definitely recommend the Boathouse at Rockets Landing. Fantastic, and the views are incredible. And there's just tons of history, and there's a lot to appreciate about the city. Now, that being said, the last thing that I would want to mention to you is the fact that we do have 2 nuclear power plants, and I will include a map so you'll just know the proximity. And yeah, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe.